Why do Minecraft Bedrock servers suck so much? Well, there's probably a lot of reasons to be honest. I'm going to go over them, but the first and foremost is probably lag. Some of these servers are poorly optimized, so it can cause some serious issues. Some of these servers are so poorly optimized, you can't even get the def effects to load incorrectly. While this is a poor example of what servers can be, I'd like to give a special shout out to Mineplex and Hive. To be honest, if I had to pick a server to pick for me and my friends to play, I almost always pick Hive and Mineplex. While the other servers can be really good, Hive and Mineplex just have the least lag of most of the servers, and they do really well at the party system. While I'll admit CubeCraft and some others do decent in the party system too, others completely fail, like Lifeboat. You can't even get into the same game as your friend most of the time, and you're bombarded with advertisements while trying to do so. I think they really do need to revamp that because I'd play Lifeboat more if I was able to do it with my friends. I think it's a great solo server if you can deal with the advertisements every 4 seconds. Now, of course, all of these opinions are based off the featured server list. There are thousands of amazing servers that aren't on that list. There are a lot of reasons for that, but probably the biggest one is that Microsoft doesn't have time to go through all these servers, check them out, and make sure they're 100% okay for the entire community. However, that does not excuse the fact that Lifeboat and some of these other servers that are being featured are trash. And I'm specifically talking about Lifeboat here. They don't have a party system like I mentioned before. Now, what I mean by that is there's no like real system to get into games with your friends. I mean, you can sit there and hope that you get in the same game, but it doesn't usually happen. Now, you get into the same game as your friend, you're all excited to play, you load into the match, and someone random is next to you. Yeah, that's Lifeboat. Because there's no friend system or party system, it doesn't match you up with your friends. You'd have to be extremely lucky for it to happen. And I have not had that luck for the last 10 to 20 matches I tried to play Bed Wars with my friends on. Now, excluding the fact I don't have friends, for the people who do, that must be such a bummer. It's the only server that offers Bed Wars, and until they fix their party or friend system or whatever you want to call it, I seriously don't think it's going to do well. Unless you're a solo player. If you're a solo player, have fun. It's a great server, other than the advertisements. And now let me get into the advertisements on some of these servers. I will be playing the game, I think as most of us do, and then this will pop up. A lot of these servers have VIP systems, and I get it. Hypixel does that too. It is kind of annoying though, I have to admit, when some of the features like voting for certain things are taken off. Like CubeCraft does this. It's super annoying. I don't think Hypixel does it. They don't let you choose your own maps, but neither does CubeCraft, so I guess it's fair. I should mention that I get it. Servers need to make money. I play on the server. They have to pay for those servers, and it makes sense. And that's why I'm not going to hit them too hard for it. I get it. It does get annoying when I get a pop-up just before I'm trying to get into a match that tells me there's a new teddy bear skin or something, but I get it. That's how they make money. I'm playing on it for free. I'll deal with it. However, I wish I had the choice to deal with it or play on someone else's server. That's what's nice about the Java edition, is that you can play on any server you want, you can host your own servers, anything like that is all possible. Now, there is a downside to that. You have to pay to play with your friends. Well, not really, but pretty much you do, using Realms. There are third-party software and stuff that lets you use your own servers, but for the majority of Minecraft Java Edition players, you're going to have to pay for that $8 a month, I think, subscription to play with your friends. Now, Bedrock doesn't do that. It's not as worthwhile to get Realms on Bedrock, but if you want to play like a server, it's probably for the best. I know I've used Realms before, and if I got the option to use servers, I'd probably never go back, which is why I think Mojang doesn't let us use your own servers. I don't think it's any type of limitation. I don't think it's for to keep everyone safe. I think it's 100% about the money, because I know Java Edition Realms does not make as much as Bedrock Realms. Wanna know why? Because you can host your own free servers using stuff like Eternos or I think Minehut. But none of those are. Oh, wait, no, excuse me. Actually, yes, they actually are better than the Realms. I played Realms on Java. It's the most laggy piece of crap I've ever played. That goes for Bedrock, too. Now, the featured server list probably doesn't make as much as Java servers do. But They also don't want to work as hard. I mean, there's only 8 servers that logistically the majority of Bedrock players can play. I'm not going to go through them all. I think it might only be 6, too. Lag would probably be one of the bigger reasons that Bedrock Edition isn't as good. I'd say the second most reason is probably all the advertisements and the VIP and everything just to actually play it. I'd say the third one would be competition. I mean, these servers have absolutely none. They only have to fight each other. It's kind of a monopoly on Bedrock. I mean, some of these servers only have like Bed Wars or only have Sky Wars, and all these other servers don't have it. Like Lifeboat is the only one with Bed Wars, so they don't have to compete with anyone else to make their Bed Wars better because they are the only one who host it. Now, this could change in due time, of course, but you see my point. If nobody ever makes another Bed Wars, why would Lifeboat have to make their Bed Wars better? I mean, you could compare it to Cake Wars or something else, and that's true, but there are some special game modes like Murder Mystery and Hive that aren't on anything else. Thankfully, Hive got it right, but if they didn't, they'd have no competition. I mean, lag could be one of the biggest reasons. I know I hate Bedrock servers for it, but I'm not gonna lie. Hypixel has been the worst experience for lag, other than CubeCraft. That may be based on my servers, there's a lot of factors for that, but servers are generally laggy when they have thousands of people on it. Of course, there's competition, and by that I mean between each other, and that's pretty low to be honest, but it's still there. So I think the biggest reason for why Bedrock servers suck, there are different expectations to be honest. On a Java server, I expect them to have a full command system, a party system, and everything set up because it's Java. It's a lot easier to do, and they don't need to use all these plugins or data packs most of the time. Bedrock, it's a little bit different. They need to make it so the players don't have to download a bunch of stuff to join the server while keeping that server feel. So I think it might be optimization on that part, and it might also just be that there's different expectations. I don't expect a Bedrock server to necessarily have a bunch of game modes that are completely polished, because most of them aren't, to be honest. I do think, though, that they could definitely do better in a lot of ways, but the truth is, it's just the phone players. I mean, kids. There's going to be older phone players, but let's be honest, most of them are going to be young. They don't care about that type of thing. They have super low expectations, and they'll take the lowest fruit because it's the one they can grab. And honestly, I think that's what make Bedrock servers so ass, is because they don't have to do as much. That's not to say they're all trash. I think there's some seriously good ones in there. Don't get me wrong. I named some, but there's definitely hundreds of thousands that are great, but they're not on the featured server list, so I can't even mention them because I don't play Bedrock on PC. And even if I did, I probably only play the featured server list because they're easy to get to and I don't have to go to a bunch of websites to find IPs. It's super sad that we can't pick our own servers, and I think that might also be the biggest reason. But here's a chart that's about to come up of why, in order, I think the Bedrock servers suck. Now, from least to greatest, I'm gonna have to go with lag. Not everyone is gonna experience this, and it's also may just be Bedrock's engine and not being able to support a lot of players, so it may not be the server's faults. Now, this one isn't their fault either, but they could still take control of this and have better content come out. There's absolutely no competition for some of these servers because they only have one game mode that nobody else has. Now, this one falls on us as a community. We don't need much from Bedrock servers for us to have fun on them, which is okay. But if we had higher standards, the servers might also have higher standards. So while it is a bit our fault, they do kind of set the standard and bar themselves. Now, while all of these are not completely the fault of the servers, a lot of this does fall on Mojang, because lag could easily be fixed by doing some updates. Now, of course, that sounds a lot simpler when I say it. It's probably not as simple. I know it's not as simple. But Bedrock should be reasonably able to handle more players. It also may just be that they're not paying their server bills. If non-featured servers could be played by the majority of the player base, I think a lot of the problems would be solved. Like competition immediately. There'd be thousands of servers all fighting to be the top. That's why Hypixel is so good, because they have to compete with thousands of other servers. If there were only 8, they probably could have slacked off years ago. Another thing that could probably help it is an optimization update, or this might not even be Mojang's fault. The servers could do an optimization update. I think it may be on the servers, to be honest, because Bedrock is a better platform for Minecraft, believe it or not. C++ runs better than Java. That's why they can have more render distance, more chunks. Baseline, of course, I know Optifine can help. But the truth is, in all of that, it may just be they're not optimizing their servers right, which is a big problem because if they aren't, you can have some serious lagging issues. Of course, the main player base, kids, are not going to care as much. They're not going to care about having Hypixel like Bed Wars or anything like that, so the bar's pretty low, to be honest, for them. And that's all going to be about it, because until we raise our expectations as a community, we're not going to have great servers. Now, of course, off of the featured list, we're going to have all these great servers. But I'm talking about the majority of the player base, which is on console or phone, realistically. Unlike what people will lead to believe you, most of us aren't playing Minecraft on our laptops. And that's why we're just not going to have the same expectations. Java is on a platform where you can get the highest AAA graphics and everything. On phone, the best you're going to get is not a scam. So, until we raise our expectations, we're going to expect the same stuff all over and over and over again. Now, of course, while this doesn't fall on everyone, one of the biggest parts is obviously going to be optimization. Another is going to be no competition, which Mojang has a part in. I understand why they have featured servers. It's so kids don't go into bad servers, and it keeps the game a lot more child friendly. That's why Roblox has had several problems before. But I think it should be an option in the menu to let you join non-featured servers or be opt-in. We don't even get that unless we exploit our system. Of course, it doesn't help when the servers have no competition, so they don't have to push past the bare minimum. And to be honest, the lag, the optimization, competition, a lot of that falls on the servers, and they have set a bar so low, it's ridiculous. And mobile kids, and I mean very small kids, don't know the difference. They don't care. I mean, why should they? It's Minecraft Bed Wars. Some of us just got it 2 years ago to 3, I think. It's whatever, and that's what we're gonna have to deal with until some of these servers take some ownership and fix a lot of their optimization, their problems, and Mojang decides to step in and let us use non-featured servers. I don't know what it's like on Xbox, but on PS4 we can't. I think eventually we'll be able to, and when we do, that day comes, that'll be great. But for now, we're gonna have to deal with laggy servers that give nothing past the bare minimum, Bedrock servers, and that's why they suck. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope I switched your view a little bit about that. I know it's not 100% foolproof, and there are probably some errors in what I said. Realms could be $4 for all I know. That'd be nice. It'd lower my subscription. And yes, I do use a Realm subscription. After all I said, please don't bully me.